Hey Jupiter, who has more apples? Me, or Mr. Fork?
Oh, who has more apples? Do you know? Who has more apples? Mr. Fork, or Mrs. Spoon? How can we figure this out?
Count them.
We could count them. Great thinking. Okay, let's count. So how many apples does Mr. Fork have?
3.
1, 2, 3. 3, right. So, how many apples does Mrs. Spoon have?
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, right. So, if Mr. Fork has 3 apples, and Mrs. Spoon has 5 apples, then who has more apples?
Mrs. Spoon.
Mrs. Spoon, right. Mrs. Spoon has more apples. Because 5 is more than 3.
Oh, but that is not too fair. We should bring the same number of apples to the picnic.
Picnic? Did you say picnic? Is there a picnic today?
Yes. And we should bring the same number of apples.
Oh, okay. Ooh, so, if we give Mr. Fork 1 apple from Mrs. Spoon, then how many apples does Mr. Fork have?
4.
4, right. So, if Mr. Fork has 4 apples, and Mrs. Spoon has 4 apples, then they both have the same number of apples.
We are equal, that's fair. So Jupiter, how many apples do we have all together to take to the picnic?
Ooh, okay, so how many apples do they have all together? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So how many apples do they have all together?
8.
8, right. Because 4 apples plus 4 apples equals 8 apples. Wow, that's some mighty fine figuring.
Thanks, Jupiter.
You're welcome. On to finding more clues.